Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. So, welcome to our second session of Entrepreneurship Impact this week. So, today we are excited to invite Mr. Gabriel today, who has been doing his entrepreneurship for 3 years. So, let's hear what we can learn from him today. So, Gabriel, maybe you'd like to intro about yourself to everyone.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Gabriel. I'm the founder of Innovation Garage, where we empower next generation innovators. So basically, I run an edtech company. So we teach kids, young kids between 9 to 12, coding, robot, turn their ideas into reality to prepare them for the digital workforce in the future.
Also, what get you started, entrepreneurship? Since how long ago?
Can sure. So I think during my army days, I was volunteering my time on the weekends to teach in science center. So as a volunteer, and then I worked for about 1 year. And what was very interesting is that when I have time on the weekends, I always do like part-time classes and building electronic kits, selling. It was a very interesting experience because I come from a family, like we don't really have an entrepreneur in our family. So I always see how other people do it. I'm a very big fan of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. And I said, wouldn't it be cool if I ever tried to build my own company? So I started my company in August 2017. It was very difficult, right? But till today, I think all the challenges, I'm sorry to say that I've taught over 1,000 students personally. So I think it feels good because I'm able to see the smiles of my students to turn a frown upside down and helping my children to build a sense of confidence, being able to help them turn their ideas to reality and also create things in their own image. And that's the beauty of, I think, entrepreneurship because being able to impact people's life, it's the biggest awesome experience that is priceless.
Oh, that's great. Good to hear that. So how has your journey been so far? Since when you
I
just
think there's many
started.
ups and downs. Yeah, I think there's
Mm.
many ups and downs. Definitely, as a young guy, a lot of people would try to shut you down. But the thing is that I think it is very important to face rejection in life because my mom always says this, right? Many doors will close, right? But one door will open. So you need to have many doors shut on right at your face, shut down so badly that it will give you the drive to keep on pursuing what you want, and then eventually a door wide open with the light, like going to heaven will just pop out. And I think I faced that a lot of in my life where a lot of doors rejected, but after the 9 doors closed, the 10 door will open. So my law of average number is 10 doors. You need to try 10 people. You want to find a customer, you must be rejected like 9 customers, and the 10 customer will be your client. I always believe a lot of it. I think it's a very personal thing that I believe that it's important that you need to knock many doors to get one client who you will treasure for life.
Oh, so I understand that, yeah, it's not easy to start an entrepreneurship and also maintain it few years down the road. So, like while you're facing all the struggle, what keeps you motivated to continue this journey so far?
I think passion is one thing. Passion is one thing. I think if you don't have passion, cannot do entrepreneurship. Very honest, because nobody wants to wake up at night and go to sleep at 12 midnight. Nobody in right mind want to do that, right? So I think you need to have a lot of passion. I remember one day I was working for 18 hours straight, and my mother like woke up after I woke up in the morning at 10 a.m. I was more alive than her than she who slept at night time. Because I was saying, oh, you never say 18 hours, how you were able to keep alive? I said, because I'm happy. I see my students creating projects. I'm able to prepare curriculum for next week and all this kind of stuff. So I think you need to have pure passion, but pure passion is not enough. You need to be able to grow yourself. You be able to achieve what you set out your mind to. So, when I started Innovation Garage in 2017 August, I told my mom, like I'm going to get hopefully I'm going to get a big client body. So, right. Within like last year itself, August, last year in 2019, I got HP as a client, right? And that was an interesting story, right? So one of the directors of HP, I messaged him 100 times. Okay, no joke. Okay, it's like five five times for 20 days straight. I've been messaging him until he said, okay, let's meet up, let's talk. And after a while, in January last February last year after Chinese New Year, I was about to close down my company because things weren't right. I was left with like $800 in all my assets. And then, as I told him, sir, you know what? I'm going to close down. I wish you all the best and everything. I was called to the office, and then we talked, and HP gave me a 15K project. Boom. Me being the hustler I am, I said, this is a very reasonable offer. Thank you so much. And then behind, I called him and said, no, sir, so sorry, I cannot show my emotion. Actually, I'm crying at home right now because my mom was so pumped up that I'm working at HP. So I told myself 35, 40 and work with a big client, and I got HP as a client. And I tell you, it wasn't easy because working with directors is not easy. But he saw how hungry I was, and that's why I think he decided to work with me. Like HP decided to work with me. I've also done projects. I also done like some kind of workshops with Microsoft. I was also I won two competitions back to back. One is the Indian one, Baninga Bete, and then the other one was Skate, right? For Skate was very interesting, right? I was supposed to pitch for my company. What's interesting was that I didn't prepare a pitch. The only time I prepared my pitch was 5 minutes before I presented. I presented, I was one of the top three people, and then I got $1,000. I used that money to pay for my rent and Skate, right? So a lot of thing is that people complain, yeah, cannot do this, cannot do that. But I think as an entrepreneur, you need to learn to turn your adversities into opportunities, and that's what I did. I was even very depressed in February last year, right? But from February, with that $1,000 left in my bank, we had $800 bank account. I generated 33K revenue with the $800, right? It's all through hustle, so I'm really thankful to all the people who've been helping me in this journey. COVID-19 is very tough this year, definitely. But the thing is that you need to keep persevering on. I think it's very important to have a mentor, also people, right? You are the average of the people you have in your life, right? So the right people that you have in your life is the one that will help you reach that success. And I truly believe that is very important to have the right circle of friends, or else you wouldn't know where you want to go in life.
Whoa, that's cool. So yeah, I see you have a lot of perseverance in this, and also earlier on you mentioned about passion, and all you need is circle of friends, mentors. So all this is like what keeps you motivated and make sure your business is ongoing. Am I right to say that?
Correct. I mean, entrepreneurship, within the first 3-4 years, you cannot be expecting a salary each month, right? It's pretty tough, right? Maybe the 4th, 5th year, that's when thing, Alibaba took 18 years, I think 10, 15 or 15 or 10 or more years or 15 years to reach IPO, right? But Mark Zuckerberg took like 5 or 6. It's like different. It's where you come from, right? Like imagine Mark Zuckerberg already at 30, 31, 35 is a billionaire, right? But but the thing is that Jack Ma took maybe 45, 50. It took a very long time, right? But the question is, whatever age you are successful, you still be successful. So that's more important. I think age is definitely an important factor, but having the right mindset and being able to go through the failures to make you a better person, I think is very important. And also, never letting other people drown out your voice.
That's well said.
Steve Jobs always said, never let people drown out your voice.
Yeah. So how about, how do you stand out for yourself, like, for your business? So what are the challenges that so face?
Very question, right? So, two things, okay? Because I'm an engineer and people think engineers them because I have engineer friends, the way they talk also, I just don't want to sleep. Thing is, what I do very daily is that I innate talent, but I like to dance and sing. So I always dancing, singing on Facebook, and very interesting. I spend money very interesting way of getting clients. Okay, I'll give you a good scenario. So I want to meet this personality called Simone Heng. Right, she I think about 50,000 followers on LinkedIn. Right, I messaged her for I think 3 or 4 months straight. She didn't reply. Time I go for event, she needs to recognize me. So I made her an M. I did something for you. So she put on an LED cap. So I want you to think about it. So she took a video with me. What even 1-2 months to reach 3,000 views on my on my LinkedIn profile. Because of one video in one day, she generated 8,000 views by tagging me, and I had 50 to 60 people added me on LinkedIn for the next 3 days, right? So what I did was I used my talent. I built an LED cam. I'm an engineering guy. I used that to impress her, and she liked it, and then she added me on Facebook. Until today, we are still talking, right? I never knew of her, and these are all different kind of like influencers. I try to use my talent, build an LED cap. I try to build relationship with mommy influencers, to sell my electronics workshops whatsoever. So sometimes it's like you have a talent, but the question is how do you capitalize on your talent to get people to connect with you? And that's a very hard skill that university don't teach you, right? Only one school teach you is follow ABC, right? But the question is from the C to Z, they never tell you that outside of school it's hard to find yourself. But you need to be able to pluck up the courage and try different things, and be yourself so that people can see who the real you is, so that they want to work with you.
So is there any, you've been through all this struggle so far, and also like, you at the start you didn't know how to find all the organic leads so far. Like, so you don't have any like suggestion or advice that how people, the new entrepreneurship people, they can find their like what's their market and how to find the correct audience for them.
That's very interesting, right? I always advise people to at least work 1 year in life, to always work 1 year in corporate life to see how things are first before they go into the entrepreneur. I work 1 year, right? Whether like this, not I just work 1 year and then I decided to be an entrepreneur. I need to be a freelancer. Going to entrepreneurship was actually an accident, right? I never really planned to be an entrepreneur. It was accident. I like say, wow, freelancing can earn more money than becoming a full timer, right? And then after I go to entrepreneurship. But my first program, Mendaki Sense, was actually very interesting. I got it because the CEO of Mendaki Sense was a former parent of the student I used to teach. I said, hey, give yourself something. Okay, come and talk to me. And I landed like a 10K project, 8 to 10K project. And this was really unexpected. I was developing a product for 5 months. Because I built it earlier, I got the money faster. So like very, very interesting. So I think it's very important to be able to find out your passion even when you're in school. Because when you're in university like NUS, for example, they have a lot of entrepreneurship kind of training whatsoever. So I think finding your passion must be an early stage, cannot be too late. So as young as maybe in your university or even in working life, and then always very important to have a side hustle. So if you choose to work like 2 to 3 years in your working life, you must be doing on the side. Because if you don't do things on the side, you will not impress you. Once you see the salary come in, you will not be accustomed to trying different things. So having a side hustle, being able to work till 2-3 a.m. daily on a weekend, then you're able to find out what your interests are. Right? Because you got a stable job of 3 years. After 3 years, you say, okay, and let's try entrepreneurship, then go for it, right? But I think even when you're working, you need to do a side hustle. If you don't do side hustle, then how you know what you like? Right?
Yeah, I can see you've been through all this. That's why now finally you decided. Yeah, it make like what they once say like what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Solid.
Yeah. So
hi everyone. Hi Lily. Hi Virginia. Hi.
yeah. So yeah. Earlier on, you mentioned about the current situation, COVID now. How does it affect your business and?
It really affected it. So the thing is that I feel like a year ago. So what I did was I wanted to help children from low income families. So I was dancing, singing, and say, hey guys, if you guys are interested, can you sponsor my like kids from low income families? So I decided to put ads didn't work, right? And then after a while, I used my Facebook Live. I was able to use Facebook Live to generate sales. That's the most interesting thing I never thought about using live streaming. So I say, hey, hi, hey, Mohan, thanks for watching my video. Hey, Gabe, I heard about this initiative. Okay, come. Then he transferred. I say, what you talking about? Oh, I'm sponsoring 4 kids. Then from that 4 kids being sponsored, then one guy sponsored 15 kids. Eventually, my target was to sell 40 kids in 3 months. He became a target in 3 weeks. even then after that I decided to um, take on cause I wanted to upgrade my skills. So someone kind of hired me part time to learn about robotics. So I'm in a part time job, right? And then what was very interesting was that um, parents I was putting ads for my online robotics classes. I don't know whether you all can see. Okay, I don't think you all can see. But yeah, so what happened was I was putting out ads, and then no one replied. And I said, you know what? Let me just go and create a MailChimp. I never did MailChimp in my life. I did MailChimp and message the people. And the parents who didn't sign up, what they did is they used WhatsApp to do in the condo chat. I didn't know parents had a condo chat. And after that, I had about sales, right?
Mm.
And very interesting. I don't know who these parents are, right? If you go through my MailChimp, I don't know, but I still thank them from the bottom of my heart. And doing online robotic classes was very interesting. What I did was I sent robots to their house and then I teach through Zoom. I've never done in my life online class, but I was able to do it. So now even till today, like morning, afternoon, even I was teaching robotics, and parents say, "Wow, Gabriel, I've never sent my child for online robotic classes, and I wish I can do this after circuit breaker because I don't need to travel and you can save money on rent." I said definitely saving money rental very important. So it's all about pivoting, lah. So having important pivoting. So I think if you don't pivot in these difficult times, it's going to be hard. I think COVID-19 had to happen. Why I say that? Not being sarcastic or
Mm.
whatever. I think COVID-19 was a real economic checker. Why I say that? For travel and tourism industries, they never really plan for. Everybody think it's going to be it's going to be a free flow of cash inflow. But COVID-19 had to happen so that this travel industry said, "Hey, wow! Imagine next time. Now I have this big problem. Next time I'll be more ready if another COVID happens." And for me as an education business, I didn't think about how to digitalize my business, and that was the biggest mistake because I was always doing school training. But now I know that this happened. Now the thing is, how do I use LMS to do future robotic classes where I'm not even needed? I just there and then teaching, and then Mr. Tony over here, give me a lot of advice, right? So the thing is that I think COVID-19 had to happen so that businesses owners know how vulnerable they are. Right? One day you making 5 million revenue. The next day you have to close down your business, and a lot of businesses close because of COVID-19. Imagine 6 to 7 months of COVID-19 can affect your 10-year business. Is your business foundation strong or not? It's not there. Correct? If your business can succeed, even COVID-19, or even better, even your company succeed, right? That's when you know your business is successful, and that's where you can find an investor. So I think it's very important in the future when you pitch to investors, you need to recession-proof your business. So I write that down, recession-proof or virus-proof your company so that even virus happen, you are still able to succeed. Recession-proof, virus-proof your business. That's where investors come. Yeah.
Okay.
2 words. Okay. 2 words of the day.
Wow, yeah, that's good to hear that. And I see you turn kind of this challenge into an opportunity, even though the current situations now. So do you see any difference? Let's say COVID-19 is going to cure sometime in the future. How's the market trend so far? In the future for robotic industry.
I mean, I'm an engineer, so I always talk about algorithm, right? So I think tourism industry would come back maybe 2021 June or even 2022, right? So all I have cousins who are working as a steward in Singapore Airlines. So it's been tough for them, right? Because but government subsidize the salary whatsoever, so not too bad. But I think the education industry, like for myself, I really learned lesson quickly and try to do adopt online ways, and also using delivery services to deliver my robot. That's one thing. And now thinking of classes where I can do without even hardware, because hardware costs a lot. F&B industry is definitely need to learn how to adopt in many different ways. But particularly for education industry, I think so far the tuition centers that were able to adopt Zoom flourish, and those who don't get nourished. Right? So the thing is, they have been tarnished, basically, because if I'm a parent, I have a tuition center, and the thing is that the tuition center have online classes, then how am I able to attend classes? So I think it's very important that if you're in a education and training company, you need to have online resources, right? And to be honest, by having online resources, you save a lot of money on rental.
Mm. Yeah.
Right?
So
So
yeah,
once you
correct.
can reduce the rental, you can reinvest that in your company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so I hear, yeah, it's really about you need to adapt to the situation no matter how how the environment adapt your business, and you need to change or pivot yourself. It
I think one
depends
thing we
on
can
the
learn
scenario.
from our Singapore government, right? I mean,
Mm.
these are politicians and officials, right? But within a few months when they receive the news, everything, there is a stimulus package lah, there is subsidy or employee salaries lah, right? I tell you, even if
Mm.
you are very good as a professor in university, it's not easy to come up with such solutions. So we have a very efficient government. So if the government is able to come up with such solutions, it's an excuse for us Singaporeans not to follow in their footsteps.
Mm. Yeah. So, yeah, so maybe one last question of the session today. So I wanted to ask, let's say if you have a chance to tell everyone who just started their business,
Yeah.
like what will you share to them about, like what's the tips that you will share to start their entrepreneurship?
Okay, one thing that I think I can definitely share is you need to be one thing I think one lesson that I think I never learned previously but now I learned you need to be very
Mm.
savvy with your money, right?
Mm.
I think because I mean pre-COVID-19 before COVID-19 we spend money clubbing, partying, all this kind of stuff. You should stop there. I think for the first 3-4 years of your company when you're doing company, stop going for social
Mm.
networking are different. Different. Social networking is just like partying, clubbing. I think you should really do networking. Very
Mm.
important, right? I think minimum you need to have at least 5,000 people on your LinkedIn account and being able to connect people overseas. That's important. I think having some financial security. I think if I had more financial security from the start, I think business will be a bit more smoother for me, right? I think working for first few years in corporate world before transitioning to entrepreneur will be important. I think, and also having close relation with investors, right? You may not have investment now, but maybe in the future. But I think they are the best people that can advise you on running a company. So you need to have business advisors and also do a lot of networking. Spend less time watching on Netflix, right? Even if you're watching Netflix, watch a good show like Bill Gates show. Learn something. Don't cloud your head with all this unnecessary nonsense because life is very short. So if you chose your life to be unproductive, you will receive unproductive results. I've
Oh.
stopped watching Netflix for close to 6 to 8 months, and I even unsubscribed for the family. I told everybody don't watch Netflix, don't waste your time, right? And I'm watching all YouTube videos about Simon Sinek, what's your why and everything.
Mm.
My life is so much more happy. I watch Netflix, then I cannot sleep at night and wake up late for work. What's the point, right? So I think what getting the right content into you and always learning something on the side, attending a talk, attending a seminar, or reading books, right? Do things that help you attain better and always try to have conversation. So one last thing for COVID-19 is I think for COVID-19 what really helped me was I was able to spend more time with my friends because before COVID-19 everybody at work, but now everybody at home I can talk to. I even talk to people who have not talked for 3 years. Can you believe it? 3 years, right? So I think it's very important that building connections, and you may not know that the person that you reconnect with might be your future employer, right? So that's all I can say.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's good advice, and also yeah, nice talking to you today. So
Thank you.
now I will
It has been absolute honor. Yeah.
thank you. So I will open the questions to the ground. So let's
Okay.
see.
On the spot,
Yeah,
yeah.
anyone who would like to ask Gabriel any questions?
Scary, scary.
Maybe for me, okay.
Yes,
Sorry.
anybody?
Yeah, maybe nobody asked, then I ask lah. So maybe for me, right, correct. Then I ask you, okay,
Yes, sir.
maybe how you define passions and also how you gather passions. It's a very deep
Wow.
question though. I just want to understand like if you have so many problems, then after that, you have so many problems in your entrepreneurship journey. It's not
Yeah.
that smooth, right? Correct. But what make it like what make it drive you to what you are today? You know.
Every time when I'm sad, I go to my gallery photo in my laptop, I see the picture of my students. Straight away I fire it up. I don't need I don't need any Red Bull or 100 plus to keep me energetic. The picture of my students smiling with their robot whatsoever is the Red Bull I need to succeed. I think finding passion is very confusing, can be confusing because you can be passionate for the wrong reason. You can be earning money, big bucks, it's passion. I think it's okay, correct? But the question after a while, when you earn the big bucks, your life can be miserable. But doing things which you like, which people say you cannot successful, and you will still defy the odds to achieve what you want, and you wake up each day working like 18, 20 hours on it, and you're still not tired, right? That's really passion.
Mm.
It's a feeling lah. You cannot really describe it, but it's really like a feeling lah.
Mm.
You know, like when the boss when you get that bonus for 6 months, even though you didn't expect it, right? So things like that. So it is something that comes in from a very genuine point of view lah. Yeah.
Understand. Hey, thanks.
Hi Diana, you're in the dark.
Hi. I really enjoyed your talk,
Thank you so much.
and it was very interesting, very comprehensive, and I love what you said. It's very encouraging to all the entrepreneurs like myself who's aspiring to be one, and the rest of them. You did a job well done.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It really touched my heart today. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes, it's always yeah.
Yeah, everyone start from small business, and we grow together in the journey. Anyone else?
Hi Vivian. Hi Madam Lily. Madam Regina. All not here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hello. Ni hao, wo hen hao. Hello,
Vicky?
hello.
Hello.
Oh, careful.
Hi Vivian, where's Bennett today?
Pikachu. Your Zoom video a bit.
I think her network not so.
It's a bit laggy, is it?
Yes. You can also type your question, no problem. Right, save energy.
Yeah, can see Vivian already.
Yeah, okay. Hello, Madam Vivian. Good evening to you.
Sorry, you cannot see
Hello.
Hello, ni hao. Yeah.
me. Ni hao.
Ni hao. Hao. Fukuchi.
No, much of a question.
So
I'm just enjoying your sharing.
maybe Bernard can
I know
learn
who
some
to look for
robotics.
next time.
Yeah.
Whoa. Cool lah.
Well, after his PSLE.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
He
definitely.
likes because in school he was learning Tinkercad, so he likes those very visual
Oh, interesting.
3D
Okay.
drawings for So for those robotic stuff, do you have such a system with you?
I got a question for you, right? So as a parent, like how are you able to identify your child's passion? Because why I say that, I think growing in an Indian family, it can be stressful, but for me it was easy. My mom always let me float anywhere, but she know when to pull the plug, right? So like as a parent, like how do you find your child's passion? Because I think children their passion very important. Like so how do you find your child's passion? I got a question for you.
Wow.
Come again,
Vivian's
Stone.
must feedback to Zoom. Hey Zoom, are you listening to us?
I think she now stoning.
Hi, Madam Regina. Hi, Madam Lily. Any questions? Yeah.
So maybe we'll try one more question. The last question from the
Madam
ground.
Lily. Yeah, is she oh, she mute again.
Yeah, you know it's me, is it? Hi, hi, hi.
I'm so excited you are here. I can't.
Yeah, well done, Gabriel.
No, ma'am.
Yeah,
Sorry
well
to-
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to let people know that entrepreneurship is not a bed of roses. It's really very, very tough. But if you have lots of passion, it becomes so much easier. Yeah.
Definitely, ma'am. I learned a lot from you.
Yes.
I think, yeah. So
We learn from each other.
oh, wow. My heart. She's someone I truly respect. Really, really fantastic. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, that video. Okay, your video is okay. It's okay again. That's good.
Gabriel, do you hear the question? Do you hear the question Gabriel asked you just now?
Wow.
You're asking how I define my child's passion, right?
Wow, solid
Oh.
lah. You are the best lah. Even the video Zoom is unstable you still can find the question. That's why I got you.
I learned from you.
Madam, we learn from each other.
For me, right? If you ask me this question, I would say is that every child has their own interest at certain phase in their life, just like adults.
Very true.
So for example, right now he may like when I ask him what do you want to be in when you grow up, so he will just tell me, oh, I want to be a parade commander in the National Day parade. I want to join the army.
I don't think so. I think whether we both commander or not.
Yeah, true. So my question, I will throw back the question to him. So if you want to really be a parade commander, then you have to work for it. For example, you must be healthy, you must be strong, you must really exercise a lot.
That's true.
And then you must at least try to strive for, if you talk about academically, you must at least try to strive for a scholarship. Because
Definitely.
after all, it is something that is related to government job. That's what I will advise him. So maybe in a later on stage of life, maybe he will tell me, I want to be I want to be an entrepreneur, for example. Then there will be another phase of advice for him. So different stage of life, there will be a different set of advice for him. So I won't define him I won't mold him right now because he's still very, very young. So just let the passion flows as he goes by, as he grows up, and see what he wants to be and what he wants to do in future. Yeah.
So I think it's very important, like from an educator point of view, I think it's very important to expose your child to different things. Robotics can be robotics, coding, can be even art, can be even this thing, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, once you expose your child to different things, different neurons will connect, right? Different neurons connect. So after a while, when you're in polytechnic, whatsoever, you find your passion, right? Not even, last time my time, polytechnic, there's no entrepreneurship fund, but now in NUS, Poly, there's even 10, 15K for your child to start a company. Even if fail, no need to return the money. I don't have such offer in life, this kind of thing. You go to NUS, you are given 10, 15K to start a company, which is the best, right? In the future. So this is something you can explore. I think one thing is very important for kids to learn. I think one thing is a lot of kids go for tuition. It's good, right? But the question is, why are they learning y equals mx plus c? Y equals to sine x. So when I was failing my A-math, I was failing A-math D7 for my O-levels, right? Very interesting. I went to study engineering math in year 1 and year 2 poly and year 3 poly. My grade is B plus A. Then I go back to my A-math teacher. He say, wow, Gabe, engineering math so hard. How you still can get distinction, can get B plus? I said, because the way you teach is wrong, right? Because I'm an engineer, I was able to explain to my junior, when I go back to the school and talk, for example, I explain to them what is a sine, cosine, tangent, how is it used in electrical circuit. Then the student say, really? That's why we learn sine, cosine, tangent. I said, yeah. Then my English teacher, hey, sorry lah, engineer cannot explain like that. I said, yeah, correct. If you had explained to me why I'm studying these formulas, you don't even need to hire tutor. Straight away, I know what I'm studying. The reason why I was very concerned with my engineering math, get B plus, right, is because I knew that if I study this thing study this thing properly in the future, I can use these formulas to create something to make an impact, right? So so what happened was very interesting. Last week, my nephew, 13 years old, said, I learning prime numbers, right? And then he was telling, I said, list to me 15 prime numbers. Then after he took about 30 minutes. So on the spot, I created a program on Python, right? So, and then what happens is I press enter, it tells me all the prime numbers between 1 and 100. The program took exactly, I think, 20.2 seconds to do what he could do in half an hour. So if your kids don't have that kind of skill where they're able to do things fast and automated, they might be replaced by robots, AI. So that's why I think it's very important for anyone. I highly advise you to take up programming, because once your job get replaced, right? If there are jobs for robotics engineer, they need people to operate robots. You still can get a skill. But once accountants get replaced by AI, you're gone. Right? You're really gone. Okay, because the calculation, you can do 10 calculations in 10-day calculation. But whatever you took to take in 10 days, you can do it in like 30 seconds. Then how? Why would they want to hire you when they can hire a robot AI to do it? That's why I always tell parents that it's important that your kids able to do simple, take videos lah, able to write a good Facebook post, able to create PowerPoint. Some of these kids study a lot of tuition, but I think create PowerPoint they do not know. I said, 16 also do not know create PowerPoint. Very interesting, leh. And last year when I worked with HP, right, I got statistics to prove 80% of my kids who did well in programming are the kids who cannot study. I repeat that 80% of the kids could do well in my robotics program, right, are the kids who cannot study. Very unique. Because one thing of programming, structure is one thing. But once you have structure, no creativity, you cannot think differently. Right? So I'll share your experience. I failed my engineering math exam in year 2, semester 1, and then semester 2 continuation. I scored full marks. There was one question, not even 10-year series. Everyone I'm Singapore 10-year series. That question, only engineer can really answer. 10 people answered the question. I was one of them. I scored full marks on my paper. From F, I had B plus. Until the teacher called me and said, "What changed?" I said, "Oh, I started listening to rap music to keep my pace faster. So before Eminem say this word, I must finish this question." Interesting, right? I use rap music to increase my speed in exams. Because I'm very slow in doing my math problem. You take your own sweet time. Hello, darling. This kind of thing. I use rap music to pace fast. And so now, every time I do programming whatsoever, I listen to rap music and then I can do my work faster. So you need to have, I think kids these days need to look up to someone. And it's very good, important that your child have a role model look after. Instead of looking at Elon Musk, all these engineers, why not look at people who are the founder of Razer? You know who's the founder of Razer? I forgot. Tony?
Chinese guy, I forgot his name.
Min Liang, yes.
Yeah,
Min Liang. Imagine a lawyer becoming a CEO of a gaming company, right? He's worth, I think, at IPO already, Singaporean big IPO, it's no joke, right? But he wasn't very good academic, but he came out in life. So having local people that can look up to, and then founder of Creative, all these people are local people. In Singapore, they're not successful, but when they went overseas, they became successful. So it's very important your child see different things in life, experience different things in life. So in the future, they are able to fill in jobs that people cannot fill up because only they have the skill set. So build up your child's skill set. Academics is one thing, right? But when you go to job, everybody will score A. A, B, A. But what's happened to your child is skill sets, coding, programming, most important thing, people skill. If I cannot wow my interviewer in the first 30 seconds, you're not going to get a job. My first job interview, I met this guy event, next day went to the office, within 1 minute, I got a job. Right? I didn't even prepare for the job. I didn't even have resume for the job. I got the job, right? Because he liked how passionate I was. Every interview when I wanted to be an adjunct lecturer in SP, everybody had degree masters applied for that job, right? I very simple brought my prototype for the interview. The HOD interviewed me. Okay, everybody, all other people rejected this guy. I want him. I was alumni. I was the first adjunct lecturer in SP without degree to be accepted at the age of 26 last year of teaching. Never happened before in SP history. I did it, right? Because I came prepared. Come prepared, be prepared, you will get what you want.
That's interesting.
You can prepare a child too.
Yeah, and inspiring also, You mentioned about like according to the current trend, you have to learn programming, all this.
Very important.
And have
Because
to be
programming
fast.
helps you think, right? Helps you think differently, helps you look at things in a very critical reasoning skill angle, right? You can have studies, but the question is, when you're not able to use whatever you study for real life application for solving, what's the point? Right? You study all this mathematics is good, but in real life you cannot apply whatever you studied. Then you're just another professor, right? Last point, right? People who taught Mark Zuckerberg programming, all the lecturers, right? They could do whatever Mark Zuckerberg can do. But why is there Mark Zuckerberg? Because you have to have vision. You don't have vision, you cannot create what you want.
Yeah.
Everybody could create what Mark Zuckerberg could. His professor don't have vision. He had vision. He started ABC, left Harvard, and then became a billionaire at age 35 years old. So very important in life, you need to have mission, what you want to do in life to help people, and vision. And then discipline and dedication. I think these 4 things will help you set you apart and help you be the best you can ever be.
Good.
Thanks. It's a good conclusion. So any last question from the ground that you like to ask Gabriel before we close the session?
Let's ask Madam Regina, or she chose to.
Very encouraging.
Hi, Madam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very encouraging.
Yeah,
You suffered a lot.
definitely.
Yeah, you sacrificed a lot, right? How do you get through all the sacrifice which you say that you work without pay?
Can you repeat that question? Sorry, ma'am.
I mean, how do you get through those times that you do without getting a salary during your entrepreneurship, your beginning stage?
So very interestingly, right? So when I want to cry, I always will, hey mom, I will smile to her. I say, hey mom, I go in the room for what and do my work, right? And then I'll close the door and I'll cry. No joke. This is between I close the door to cry. I never show any sign of weakness to my mom because my mom gets very emotional when I cry. So I think for the first 6 months, first 6 to 8 months, over 1 year, right? I think when I left with $800, my mom said, "Why you not crying?" I said, "No, I'm okay. I'm very happy." But then I close the door, I cry. I never show any tears, right? So I think one thing about school is sometimes it makes you weak because you are not able to express your emotion all this. But I try myself to tell myself, my mom really suffered working 35, 36 years for me, right? Do I need to give her more suffering? No need, right? You cry internally lah. Then after that, don't cry to set yourself back. Cry yourself to put yourself forward. Once you cry, you remove all the burden, get back to it. That's it.
But then, when did you manage to get your breakthrough?
Definitely, I think the breakthrough was definitely for 2019 being able to get a 15K contract with HP, winning 2 entrepreneurship competitions back to back, being able to generate 33K revenue with $800, right? I have no mentor, one thing I really regret of not having a mentor, so not having a mentor I think was the biggest mistake I did lah, right? But the thing is that now I can see things that are open, so I think having a mentor is important, and not caring what people say lah. People will try to pull you down, right? These are the people you should cut from your life straight away, right? A lot of people I think that my enemies are friends. A lot of my who I think are friends become my enemy. That's very interesting about entrepreneurship, right? The guy who's always, hey bro, you're very good. Actually behind I'm backstabbing you, right? Like guy who behind you think backstabbing you is actually your friend. So entrepreneurship is a true taste of life. Yeah.
How long after your struggle?
How long you take to struggle?
Again,
I mean, how long do you take to struggle to get a breakthrough? How long was the time frame?
I think about 5 to 6 months, right? Definitely 5 to 6 months. For the one to even build to even get a yes from HP, it took me September, October, November, December, January, February. It took me 6 months. Right? I thought I would never get the HP contract, right? My mom was scolding me, hey, how come I saw your Facebook phone, because my mother can see my phone, irritating one, right? How come you message 100 times? You crazy, ah? Is that how I raise you up? I say, no, trust me, I know he will reply me. My mom says, cannot lah, don't go and find a full-time job lah, right? And then when HP came and then I showed her the certificate, I tell you, she like, how you do it, son? I say, I don't know lah, I just make things happen, So yeah, so I think it took me 6 months. There are many times when you go up and down, but I think what really brings you forward is, you know that you're meant to. The reason why you're on this earth is for something, right? You need to know that the reason why you were born and brought into this earth is for a purpose, right? But don't let that purpose be, like live a comfortable life and everything. No, I think you need to go through a lot of pain and agony and suffering so that you can experience comfort. Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, all these kind of people. I'm a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk. Solid guy. Hope to meet him one day. Hope he can invest my company one day too. So the thing is, I think all these people started a lot of pain and misery, and then after that they reached the comfort. But it took them 10, 20 years. Mark Zuckerberg lucky lah, only maybe 5, 6 years. But the thing is, I think it's not what you know, it's who you know. You can be Jack Ma, for example, who don't even know how to code a C++ code, don't even know how to do a for loop, for example. But he know to hire the people who can do the for loop, who can do all this kind of programming thing to build a empire called Alibaba. Bought over, who can buy over Lazada, buy so many companies over. And now people are so scared to fight against them, right? We never knew that. Whoever knew that Alibaba, a company in China, can challenge an American titan like Amazon, but they're going head on, right? So I think that's very important.
You say the company getting bigger and bigger, more and more responsibility, right?
Again, ma'am?
You say the company gets bigger, more and more responsibility. He said he regretted it, but he still have to move on.
Responsibility is one thing. I think making sure you don't change. I've seen friends because of $250,000, $150,000, they stop talking to each other, right? Is that what you want in life? Is it because of money you want to break 10-year friendship? If $150,000 is going to affect my friendship, I'll choose friendship first, because money can earn anytime, but the relationship you build with a person, it takes longer than that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks Gabriel, and thanks everyone who stayed tuned until now. So I hope our weekly session really brings value to you all. So do stay tuned up for our next session. Every Saturday, we'll have a next speaker coming in. So thanks everyone.
I really enjoyed myself. What a wonderful Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well
Good night,
done.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.